if we're talking about two things alone, supply and demand, we're talking about how much inventory we have and how many people are moving into our province. And those two couldn't be more contrast. So, no, prices are going to continue to climb, in my opinion, and I don't see an end in sight.
This is the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast.
Welcome back to the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast. Really great to have you back on.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Give us a quick introduction for anyone who hasn't caught past episodes of you. Tell us what you do and where you do it.
My name is Joshua Boettcher. I am the team lead for Boettcher and Associates at eXp Realty. We are one of the top teams in Canada at our previous brokerage, and we just recently switched over to eXp Realty.
Congratulations on the move. Really exciting for the team. We're the middle of March right now as of recording, and it's really time that we do a market update of Saskatchewan, let everyone know what is happening right now. So just give us a peek in. How busy has the early part of 2024 been for you?
So February itself, Saskatchewan recorded 999 sales. We were just one shy of 1,000, but that market's a 17% year-over-year increase and 24% above the 10-year average.
Holy man!
So for us personally, like we're definitely feeling this. I've spoken to other realtors that have seen a bit of a slowdown. I don't think I share that same sentiment. We've been crazy busy straight through. We haven't slowed down since the last time we talked.
So I know we chatted a little bit at the very beginning of the year, and you were talking about how there's so few listings out there, and there's a lot of realtors out there, and this is kind of where the stuff shakes out, where there just tends to be a lot of realtors who are busy, and maybe there are some realtors out there struggling. Just extrapolate on that a little bit right now, where you're seeing a big surge in kind of business right now.
Well, for me personally, I think that I've been doing it long enough that I built up a really good sphere of influence. I would hate to be a new agent in this market, man. Like it would be so difficult. When you start out in real estate, you're predominantly like 80 to 90% buyers. And you can imagine, I mean, I think right now, even despite the new listings coming onto the marketplace, we've had such high sales of volume or such high volume of sales that we've still seen a 38% drop, or we're 38% below 10-year averages for listing inventory. So when you're a buyer's agent and all you're working with is buyers, that's a lot of running around, a lot of legwork, and you're competing for half the listings that you normally would be. So man, it would be a tremendous amount of work.
And I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said, hey, like I heard there's going to be a real estate crash soon. And I anecdotally said, like, not in Saskatoon. And just kind of take us through the different factors that are causing this shortage of homes right now, and what that means for, projecting into the rest of 2024 and kind of what you're seeing coming up here.
Man, if we want to touch on market dynamics, so you're talking to people that are saying there's been a bit of, or they've heard that there's going to be a crash soon.
Someone told me yesterday, they said, hey, Ron, I hear there's going to be a real estate crash soon. What do you think? And I said, who told you that? Like, are they selling real estate crash insurance, or like what is their angle here? Because from what I'm seeing, there's nothing about our current dynamics that tell us, at least in Saskatchewan, that we are going to see a market slowdown. We have interest rates still where they have been, and there's projection, if we look on our crystal balls, that maybe we might see rates coming down. And so that means that buyers who've been sitting out on the market are going to try to rush in. Building is at all-time lows. We could just continue on this. Like, I don't see how we're going to see prices come down.
There's a couple new things since the last time we spoke. The one big effort that builders are making in Saskatchewan is putting out more product. I actually think that we've increased by about 86% on our production of builds, or a production of start builds this year, which is huge. But as we talked about last time, I think that our immigration is probably still too profound to keep up with that. And furthermore, maybe we're building 86% more homes in Saskatchewan right now, but I don't know how we maintain that, especially with an aging labor force and people that are in skilled trades. I mean, I think by 2032, I forget where I read it, so don't quote me, but I think we're set to have at least 1,300 people retire over the next 10 years, and we need to have skilled labor and skilled trades fill those same construction spots. So, man, I don't know. I think it's going to be really, really tough to see Saskatchewan's real estate prices fall. I don't think it's going to happen.
So, are we seeing price appreciation in the major cities? I know this is kind of a softball one for you, but if we look at Prince Albert, Saskatoon, Regina, what are we seeing across the big centers in Saskatchewan?
Saskatoon, we had just north of 300 sales in February. So that's 22% year over year increase and a 20% increase above the 10-year average. So, no, man, we're over 20% above where we normally are. And inventory is down by 26% year over year. So, we're nearly 50% below inventory for our 10-year trend. So, like that, if we're talking about two things alone, supply and demand, we're talking about how much inventory we have and how many people are moving into our province. And those two couldn't be more contrast. So, no, prices are going to continue to climb, in my opinion. And I don't see an end in sight.
So the one thing people don't want to do is buy a home and then a few months later the market drop off, and the home that they're in now they could have got for 10, 20, $30,000 cheaper. Is there anything in what you're seeing in your professional opinion that would lead someone to believe that we might see any price reduction or at all, or someone who's getting in the market right now is likely going to see some nice equity appreciation by just getting in the market due to these market dynamics?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at other city centers across Canada, like I think Ontario's average house price is down 3.8%, but I think that that's by and large because it's such an expensive standard of living to begin with. Whereas Saskatchewan is a stark contrast from that. We are the capability of still having that regular nuclear household, a nice detached family home, 4 bedrooms for $400,000. That just doesn't exist in a lot of parts out east and out west. So maybe in other centers you're going to see a little bit of a decline, but here, no. I think that I think we're going to see a relatively strong increase. I think it was Korea just quoted the national housing market, which includes Saskatchewan, is expected to see an increase in residential property sales by another 10% this year. So I don't think we're going down, buddy.
Wow. Okay. So if we look into we talk a lot about like balanced markets and when can we foresee that there's enough homes for the amount of buyers that are on the market. Now, you'd mentioned that there is some work being done on the build side, but if we were to future project to say, how long is it going to take us to get to a balanced market? How far away are we projecting here, Josh?
Saskatoon is a long way, in my opinion. Um, I think that our benchmark price just crossed $390,000. So that's a 6% increase from February last year. I think our month over month supply is down to like 4 months, which is the lowest it's been since 2006. I don't see it coming for definitely not 2024, in my opinion, unless something drastic happens. Probably not 2025. Maybe we're going to start seeing some sort of balancing activity in 2026, but I don't know. My bet would be against that.
Okay, last two for you. If you're a buyer right now and if you're a seller, we'll start with the buying side. Someone who's been thinking about getting into the market, they've likely held off because rates are high and they hear there's a lot of activity. Uncle Johnny is telling them that real estate's about to crash. What advice do you have for buyers right now in this market?
I can't comment to any other province, but I can comment on Saskatchewan. We are the secret that the rest of Canada and the rest of the world's just finding out. We're so industry insulated compared to every other place. We're not recession proof, but we are recession resistant. This is a very stable place and a very stable economy that continually has upward trends for real estate. Um, I would say that with the basis of immigration and lack of production of homes, I think that we're a safe place to buy a home for the next 5 years. And not only a safe place, I think that it's going to turn out to be a really good investment long term.
And lastly, if you're a seller in this market, now it's really busy as we're kind of into March here. As we kind of head into the spring season, obviously it's a good time to sell a home. Am I right?
Oh, totally, man. As soon as the snow melts, people tend to go crazy.
Wonderful. Okay. Any last words, Josh, on Saskatchewan real estate? Any nuggets or golden things that you're looking at right now where you can share a little bit with the audience?
If you haven't bought a house, do it now. I've been saying this on Ron's podcast for probably, what, a year and a half, Ron?
Something like that. Yeah.
If you haven't bought a house, do it now. It's not going to get any better for the next couple years. That's my hot take. Maybe it'll bite me in the ass, but I don't think so, man. I think that's the way everyone should be thinking about this market.
Awesome. Josh, if someone's interested in buying or selling right now, where can they find your information? Or if they want to chat about some of the stats that you provided, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
You can text me. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. My name, I think, is in the bottom left corner of my screen. So if you just Google me, I should pop up.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, Josh. Always appreciated.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Saskatchewan Real Estate Podcast. If you like this episode, if you found some value, make sure to like and subscribe to never miss our future videos. If you're currently in the market for a mortgage in Saskatchewan, whether you're a first-time home buyer, first-time investor, I'd love to help you with your next purchase, renewal, or refinance. Until next week, I'm Ron Caroni, your Saskatchewan mortgage professional. Bye for now.